everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Hope yours is delightful. We are 7 days out from Christmas Eve. I remember when my children were little how really exciting this time was for them and for us. And now they're all grown, 38 and 31. And it's like, you know, when those days were happening, it was like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to end? And then it did, and it's like, oh, I wish they were little again. But anyway, whatever you're doing this week, please remember to enjoy it. You know, slow down if you've got little ones. They need your attention, and, you know, big ones need your attention too. So enjoy the season and don't try and get too caught up in everything. I always love the Winnie the Pooh adage, you know, that said, you have one birthday a year, but you have 364 unbirthdays. Would you rather have a birthday or an unbirthday? And of course, everybody would rather have an unbirthday, right? So if everything doesn't get done before Christmas, don't worry about it, because Christmas will come again next year, and you can have like Boxing Day. See, Boxing Day is a great idea because that's like the day after Christmas. Boxing Day was a tradition where the servants in a household were given the day after Christmas off, so they could box up leftovers and take them to their family. I like that. I think that's a wonderful little story there. Okay, let's get to some journals. I've been crafting, and I've got 3 things to go in the shop today. Thank you guys so much for purchasing the items that I listed yesterday afternoon. I sure do appreciate that. We have a few smaller-ish kind of journals. Not quite minis, but not quite the great big ones either. I really like the color of this. I'm hoping that the color comes through. I'm going to turn on this lamp. Hang on, just collar hold, please. Okay. See if we can. It is super green, and it's very festive. It really reminds me of spring, and you know, it's cold here, and I'm not such a great fan of the cold, but you know, there's such a, trying to get the light right. I just really do like it. I think she's such a sweet little fabric. I finished her off with just some very simple beading. The cool thing about this bead is it's not a bead. It is a vintage button that was made in Japan. It's really cool. And a little wrapped glass element and just a smattering of different kind of beads. And I use these new brads that my friend Judy contributed to my art addiction. So thank you, Judy. Those sure did work out really swell. This is what we look like on the inside, y'all. It's got 4 signatures and papers to play with. Some origami paper, Spanish lesson, papers. I really did try to fill these up with a lot of papers, so you have lots and lots of things to play with. There's a little skinny book right there. Tons of tags. Tags, bookmarks. This is packaging. I love to use packaging in art. This is a piece of cork, some stickers back here. Vintage sheet music. This is a page from a bird book. I thought it was very interesting. That one turned out nicely. That page turned out nicely. Did any of you go ice skating? I haven't lived in a climate that was conducive to ice skating, but it always looks so elegant when I see it on TV. So we got some bookmarks here. That says joy to the world. And I think joy to the world should be a sentiment year-round. I don't think that that should be relegated to just the holidays. This little insert says, I love you to the moon and back. And there is a border strip for you to play with. Little elements from the 1964 Ladies' Home Journal magazine. I really get into this imagery because it includes books. Lots of books, no TVs. Lots of games, no TVs. It's very, kind of lets you know where we are, you know, all these years later. See all the books up here? Just tons of books. And there's a skinny book for you. Here's some pieces and parts for you to play with. Here is a dragonfly. It's very sparkly. A piece of ephemera from 1919. And this is from a Kleenex box. It's great patterns on these Kleenex boxes. I think I told y'all that my mama sends me Kleenex boxes in the mail. You know, pieces of Kleenex boxes in the mail that she thinks are pretty. Handmade card. And more toys for you to play with. And of course, I will send along a trinket bag and a handmade card for each order in my shop gets a trinket bag and a handmade card. So I think she's just, let's call her Joy, because I'm just happy just looking at her. She makes me joyful. Oh, this one's $25, y'all. Sorry. This is another mini-ish, but not quite mini. I kind of like the way the spine turned out on this because I had a good selection of glass beads. And I don't know what these are, but they are so cool. I don't know if they're antique or vintage or what. And I did include the glass leaves and a wrapped glass element on the spine of this journal. I'll take a look inside. Uh-oh. My hairy paper clips got stuck. Tousled hairy paper clips. Lots of things for you to play with. Maps. Tags. Vintage ephemera. You know, a lot of times, I mean, all the time, y'all, I hope that this sparks memories. I hope that this sparks something in you that says, oh, I remember my Spanish lessons, or, oh, I remember this person that I went to school with who was from China, and what a charming person they were. I remember reading for the first time Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. You know, I remember how my grandma loved birds. Everything, I hope, sparks a memory and makes you think and makes you want to write or want to journal about something, or makes you want to create a piece of art that reflects your thoughts about a matter. This says, be wonderful. Of course you are wonderful. I like the sparkly papers we got going on in here. This is kind of a botanical. I picked up a paper pad at Michael's. Oh my gosh, y'all, they have like $6 paper pads right now. And they are absolutely exquisite. And this may be too much information, but I asked for a senior discount because I am, you know, that, and I got one. It was like 10% off, y'all, so I thought that was a pretty cool thing, I guess. I'm not sure if it's cool or not. Okay, this little card says, if it is still in your mind, it's worth taking the risk. I like that going into the new year, don't you? That's a good thought. And a little teapot that my friend Judy gave me. A nice button. A little owl. More cards. Lots of fun papers. A little pop quiz right here to keep your mind sharp. And stickers in the back. And a skinny book in the back as well. This little journal is 20 bucks. And like I said, I should get these in the shop today. This one is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And the spine is 1 1/2. This one here, you guys, is 6 1/2, a little over 6 1/2 by 4 3/4 by 1 on the spine here. So that gives you a little dimension. Also, tomorrow is my last mailing day. I think I told you guys that I have a secret squirrel post office, and I'm hoping that my secret squirrel post office is civilized tomorrow. If it is not, I will let you know, and I will let you know that I just couldn't mail it. The post office gets nuts this time of year. I know everybody's trying to get things mailed, but, you know, if it looks really uncivilized, we're going to have to wait a little bit. I think I'll still be able to do my 3 to 5 day thing. I will try and mail tomorrow, y'all, but I'm not going the rest of the week, and I won't go back to the post office until the 27th. Not the 25th, of course, not the 26th, but the 27th. I'm still going to be making things every single day, so if you see something you like, go ahead and purchase it, and then I can ship it to you when my shipping resumes. I just want to be upfront about that. This is a little different. This is a metal tape book, and I'm hoping you can see it. I'm standing up so I can kind of turn it around for you so we don't get too much glare on it. I used some Tim Holtz elements under the metal tape, and then I kind of burnished the metal tape. I do have a tutorial about doing this. I may do another tutorial about it. This one says 58. It is a really different sort of book, y'all. I'll flip through it for you, and I did include one of my altered keys on it. See if you can see that okay. The closure is an actual keyhole, so I thought the keyhole closure went really nicely with the key element. And I'll just go through this very kind of steampunk-ish. Retro vintage. I've got plastic tape on the inside. Kind of a darker-ish sort of journal. Not dark as a theme, but just, you know, it's not bright yellow or orange or green. I made a lot of use of some 7 Gypsies cards, 7 Gypsies and Tim Holtz cardstock. This is 80-pound drawing paper. And this is some writing paper for you. I thought that the drawing paper in conjunction with the writing paper was a nice idea. You know, it'll encourage you to draw and to write. And an 80-pound paper should stand up pretty well. Probably wouldn't get it wet, not too wet. I'm not an expert when it comes to the poundage of papers. So if you're concerned about something like that, you might want to do a little bit of research on it. This is a skinny book. It's a piece of metal, not metal tape, but a piece of netting. Wrapping kind of tape. Really like that. Again, the 80-pound sketch paper. Places for you to write. And of course, there are plenty other places for you to write as well. This is a sewn book. Really nice to give as a gift. Vintage dictionary page. More vintage dictionary. Sketch paper. This is an envelope that's full of these kinds of butterflies. It's really pretty. I think that's Tim Holtz. Kind of love Tim Holtz. And we've got a skinny book here. Another sewn book. Writing paper. Piece of vintage ephemera. 1946. Inspiration. Another sewn book. More places to write and draw. And then this is the last page here, last pocket here. This little book is $35. Like I said, I mean, she's very simple on the spine, y'all. Just one of my altered keys. I hope you like her. She's a little bit different. Thank you guys again for supporting me and supporting my shop. I never quite know what to say. I am just filled. You guys make my soul sing. You truly, truly make my soul sing. So thanks for being, thanks for being my gift. Thanks, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I forgot. I am working on a video about altered cuffs. And these started out as cuffs on dress shirts, and I'm taking lace and tatting and what is that called? Lace and tatting and beadwork and crochet. There it came to me. And doing some altered cuffs. I thought they turned out really sweet. I really do like doing them, and I have a whole lot of lace right now. So thank you guys again, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.